Hey y'all, it's Melissa. Welcome to MessyMissy Creates. I'm gonna continue working in my journal, continually catching up, and I've got some things to put in my journal. This is where we left off. I left off in the last video doing the 14th and 15th. Those were pretty fun and interactive. Oh, that stuck, but I thought those were pretty fun. We had a pocket here and a tuck here. If you haven't watched that video, it was the last one I did. So you can go back and watch that and see how I made those pages. This was a tag, and this was a house that we looked at that wanted to buy. Anyway, yeah, so it was I only got 2 pages done on that video, but anyway, I think that goes on the next day. And then for this one, I'm going to start off with my printable. I believe these are in my Etsy shop. It says my day was bananas. This was a Wednesday, so it was my clinic day, and the clinic was extra bananas. Now I have this. If this is the regular size print off. So you have a variety of sizes. So if your day was only this bananas, you could use it, just in a little corner. Or if your journal was smaller. But I'm using the largest one. And there's a couple of medium-sized ones and then a bunch of small ones. So anyway, I think they're only like $1 something on my Etsy shop. If you want to print your own Post-it notes. I have a couple of them on there. I think this is one of them. I've designed several of them, but I can't remember if I've listed or which ones I've listed in my Etsy shop, but I'm pretty sure this is one of them. So I just drew these, and I drew them with a grid background because I like that. I did think about just gluing this down as, on the page like this, but then I realized I printed off this volunteer thing large enough that it could be a pocket if I wanted to, and that way if I wanted to write on the back of this, since both of these days are printed on, and I don't have I really don't have a lot else to put on this. Oh, other than I was tired. Well, there's that. So what's new, right? So I have a thing for that. I printed off a bunch of I'm tired. This purple is not going to match this page. Let's use the couch. Yeah, I had that week I was sick, and then I think I just remember it being about 2 weeks that I just was so tired. Just from one thing or another. And, we've also been under a lot of stress, and I have to give my body credit for that, or at least acknowledge it, because, I don't, these last couple months, grief in general, wears your body down, and, it just, all the things that happened before that and after that, and all the things that are still happening, it wears you down after a while. And so I'm going to put this on here and here. And then I could, if I wanted to, well, let's go ahead and get this glued on, because I'm pretty sure I want to do it this way. If I wanted to take up more room on the page, I could glue this down, glue this here, and call it good. But I think I'm not going to do it that way. I think I'm going to go ahead and make this a pocket. It's not going to be a very big pocket, so I'm going to try to get the glue as close to the edge as I can, and then not smear it everywhere when I put it down. There we go. I didn't even check to make sure that was straight or anything. It does not match the page. It's okay. It's all fine. Oh, and it hides the banana, but oh well. So be it. It fits perfectly though. So let me recap this so I don't dry out my nozzle there. And if I need to, I have these journal spots that I made. Let's see, I have a small one here that just says summertime. If I needed some extra writing space, I could put that there. I could use this one. This one I made as a pocket though. I could skip the couch and do this. Or I could overlap those if I really wanted something else on the page. But I think I'm just kind of pushing it or forcing it at this point. Yeah, I really don't think... I mean, I could always add another thing to my pocket here. I don't know if that would fit or not, but anyway. Watch, I'll end up not using those. I finally got them made, and then I'll end up not using them. But just tired. I'm always tired when I get done at the clinic. I think it just challenges me mentally, and so it's more of a mental exhaustion than it is anything else. I mean, I'm feeling better, so it's not that I'm sick. So, there's that. But I think because this paper is, you know, decorated, I don't mind that blank space right there so much. I mean, I certainly could have put the big chair or the big couch. I did that couch that big so that it would be a pocket on a page. So, I really don't need for it to be, you know, I need my glue paper is what I need. That's what I really need, is my glue paper. Let's see, it's right here. Always looking for that. Always, always, always. So, and a glue stick, that would be a good start. Oh, and I keep forgetting that I have these. Now, I don't know that... Oh, this might be funny. Hold on. This might actually work. I could put this over here and put that down. And you can put me snoring or something. Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, so I was going to go ahead and glue that 16 down, but... that day and date, but I actually think that I like that, and I haven't used these yet. This is my printable. If you're not following along with Allison at AJ's Inspired Life, her item of the month challenge for July is printable. So even though this is one of my printables, it's still a printable. These are my printables, technically speaking. Okay, so the couch goes down first, if we're going to do this way. And I'm wishing this was a little bit of a darker blue, but that's okay. So now I'm going to put it here instead of over on this side. And then I think this will get glued down next. And then I can write on it. I really don't know that I have that much to say. Ooh, I got some serious glue issues going on here. Okay. Boy, I gouged it good. Did it again. Well, stop doing that. I think that glue stick is getting low. That might be part of the problem. Oh, I got it all over the place. I got it all on the front side of that. Let me scoot that over just a hair. Okay. So that's down. Now we have glue all over that page, so let's fold that over. That needs to go in the garbage. And then I will glue down the 16. Maybe. I might need to get out my smaller glue stick, or I might need to get out another glue stick. Just another one in general. And there's that. So did I leave room? I want that up a little higher. There we go. Ooh, everything's sticky now. And then I'm just going to put this across here, I think. And this day, I knew this day would be pretty easy because I really just didn't have that much to go down, you know, to go on it. Although some days that's harder. when you don't have a lot to say or when you don't have a lot to go on there, but that worked. So this blue matches that blue and the blue on the shirt and all the good things. If I wanted to, I could put some washi here just to decorate the page up a little bit. Could put some blue stars. That would work. I have this red kind of chevron, but we'll just use these little blue stars. Give it a little bit of oomph. We have room. I didn't tear that very straight, but make sure that stays down. And I could cut it, but I'm not being that precise with it. I have not been keeping up with the weather or anything like that. I probably need to, and would like to, but I haven't been keeping up with it. So, this was a card I had gotten from Allison. It was a very sweet card. Thank you very, very much. And I couldn't remember exactly what day I got it on. I think it was this day. It was either this day or the one before, but I'm choosing to put it on this page. So the 17th, I don't have a lot to go on here either. I have not been keeping very good notes as far as the little things. I mean, I've been documenting like when I make a video and things like that. And I'm not sure if I'm going to ink this. Let's see, the flip goes towards the 18th. I do have more to put on that day than I have to put on this day. So, but I haven't decided if I'm going to ink that, because what I was thinking is instead of inking that, thinking and inking, I would put this in here like this, and then tip it in here, and then I don't really need to, I mean, I would just tip in the envelope. It's gonna have to, I'm gonna have to wrap the washi around to the other side. I don't see any way of getting away with that. Yeah. So if I put this and this over here, where did my day go? Where did my day go? I don't know where my day went. They get away from me pretty quickly these days. How are you doing? How are you doing in your journal? Oh, let me show you this before I forget. I have my printables ready for August. This is what I'm using. I wanted my retro colors, because remember, I'm trying to match like these colors, these kind of retro, the paper pad I got and the other. So anyway, these are the printables that I'm doing. They're kind of a rainbowish, retro-ish, rainbowish, kind of a watercolored look. And okay, these were the first ones I did, and I didn't like them, so I'm putting those, printed them, and I'm like, eh. So I went back and touched them up and gave them an edge. And then I thought these were cute. I've got enough for, I even figured out I put an extra Friday, because there's 5 Fridays in August. Now you can use this for whatever month you want, but I just happened to put a note. I made a note. I had room for one more, and I noticed that there was 5 Fridays in August. So if you buy this one for August, then, and do you see the happy faces behind the words? And I did the days of the week, kind of like I did the numbers, sort of that watercolor to rainbow kind of thing. And then I did the little happy faces behind. Anyway, I liked how they turned out, and I think they're going to look good with this, with my paper pad. And this is that retro sunshine. You can still get it if you want to use it for your journal. I got it from Hobby Lobby recently. And so, anyway, these are going to be in my Etsy shop. The last page has, I had a little bit of room, so I put just a few happy faces, and then this is one of those borders, but it actually turned out really big. So if you know how to shrink it down or whatever, you might want to, but my numbers are, they're large, but they're not as big as some of the numbers I've done. I'm trying to find my ruler. They are 2.5 inches instead of, sometimes I do them 3 inches or 3.5 inches. So they're a little bit smaller. Well, let's see, how big is this one? Yeah, almost just under 2.5 inches tall. So obviously some of them are wider than others, but anyway, so I'm hoping to have those up. It'll be a set. Where'd the rest of them go? Oh, they're in here somewhere. Anyway, there'll be a set. It's 1 through 31. Yeah, 1 through 31. And it'll be 4 pages of printables. And I'm hoping to have those listed in my Etsy shop maybe tonight. Well, hopefully by the time you're seeing this video, they will be in my shop. So there's that. And there's this. I don't know how I want to do that just yet. But I'm going to set that there temporarily. Let me figure out what I'm going to do with this side first. And because, you know, I want to see if I need ink or something else, right? So I'm tempted to do like a yellow. I have a little bit of yellow over here. The yellow, I wouldn't do green, even though this is green. I would do, and I couldn't get I could open the flap and I could glue the flap in. That might be easier, but I actually cut it open from the top so that it was a neater cut. But let me move this out of the way and figure out how I can washi this on. It is definitely, like I said, going to wrap around to the other side, which may interfere with any ink or whatever I put on that side, but we'll just have to deal with it, right? The other thing that I have on this day is I went to Walgreens. I have the bag, but I also happen to have one already cut out right here. So we'll just use this one. You know, big day, right? I did make a video. I probably worked in my garden. I need to find a printable. And what else? Like I said, I haven't been keeping really good detailed notes on every day, other than, oh, I had an appointment, that's right. So I have, let's see, one of those right here. And I still need a printable. Hey, at least this has green in it. So I can, oops. Yeah. I'm still thinking inking yellow. What do you think? This may go, and I do have the addresses covered, so this will tip in. I could just glue it down and not worry about the tip in. Ooh, that might be what I do. Well, if I was going to do that, I might do this side and let the front of the envelope show, and then put, I don't know, I think I'm just going to tip it in. Tip it in this way. And I can tip it in with clear tape. Well, let's quit talking about everything and just let's put some ink down. And then we can talk about the other stuff. Because maybe we can make a decision on the next day too. Where is my cap? So that my glue does not dry out. Here we go. Yeah, but I knew I didn't need the flip on this side. So I think the yellow will be fine. I think it'll be a good, you know, just a good neutral color. I keep saying a neutral color. It's not a neutral necessarily. I don't guess. I mean, it's a bright color. I always think of neutrals as being very muted and, you know, like off-white and cream, and but it's a color that goes with most everything. That's what I think of when I think of neutral. And maybe that is the definition of neutral. I don't know. It went through a little bit right here, but it'll be all right. Okay. Because obviously I'm going to have to cut this down or fold this back like we did on that other page if you watched the last video. So we're going to give that a second to dry. I'm going to look for a printable before I put anything down. I'm going to look for a printable that applies to this page, or that applies to this day. So let's look in our printable bucket. Let's see. I have, these are Brooke's, and these are Brooke's, these are Brooke's. I have some of mine in here too. I have a summer set in my Etsy shop with watermelon and beach ball and popsicles and stuff like that. Here's some more of Brooke's. Hope I'm not reaching across it. Okay. There we go. Oh, here we go. The sloth. That might work. Is it, I still missed Mojito Day. So this is not, I said I was going to use the Pull Yourself Together. Maybe that's a good day to use that one. Now work in my garden. Oh wait, this was a Thursday, so I probably didn't. This is one of Brooke's older ones, but I need it for the Netflix. I could use like the sunflower, or if I remembered what we had for dinner, I could write dinner and then, but I meant to cut this ice cream out in the last video and I didn't. Okay, so this is also fun. This is a fun little journaling spot if I want to use this one or this one behind the tip-in. But again, I don't really have to. I have houses. I have, these are Lydia's. These are from Lydia. Well, we were letting the stuff dry. So, and I have these emotions, and these are blank ones. So I could do this, and then, you know, you can write in whatever emotion you're having. Same with this one. I printed that one a couple times. Have some pretty flowers. Have some labels. Oh, that sunshine might work. I could use the Create because I did work in my journal. So I could use that. Or I could use the journal that's on this page, or the scissors, or whatever. I can use whatever I want. Oh, I'll use the mail because I got mail that day. There we go. That makes sense, right? Doesn't match, but we've given up on matching this month, right? I have totally given up on that because not much is matching all of my red, white, and blue paper. So I need y'all to remind me next year that I said I'm not going to do that again. I will just put something patriotic on the 4th and be done with it. I think I was trying to use up some paper that I had too this year. And I think that was part of it. So, okay, there's my printable. I can always add another one if I decide to. I still love these. We'll see if we need to add another one, because we could add, this girl looks cute down here too. I mean, we might as well add all the colors, right? This would be a very good day for me to put this pull yourself together one. This long strip right here. So let me set those down until I figure out. That's really wet right there. It's still very wet. So I'm going to set it up there like a teepee. Or like a tent. And let's see what we have for the next day. While we're waiting for that to dry. So that we can make some decisions about what to do with this flap. So that goes on that day. This one, Friday the 18th, it says, I'm so tired and unmotivated. It rained, so I have a rain printable. That one is, I think it's Brooke's, if I'm not mistaken. Correct me if I'm wrong. This one that we're using over here is from Lydia, the crafty one with the envelopes. I did make a video. Oh, this is the day I made the journaling cards. So I could use one of the journaling cards on this day. This is a day that does not have red, white, and blue on it though. So I'm at liberty to put whatever colors I want on this day. Remember, we had a day like that a minute ago. Apparently, we're going to have some yellow on here, too. So, I definitely want some color here and or here. Oh, I do have a good bit to put out or put on here. We had, let me see, I printed off a bunch of printables. I mean, a bunch of clip art. So I've got, the next day, we got our new washer and dryer. But this night, we found out they were coming early in the morning. And so we took out, so it's not a huge printable. Not as big as the next day. So, I can finish cutting this out while we're waiting on this to dry. So this was Friday night, and we found out they were coming. Our window was from 8 to 12. And so we decided to go ahead and move the old ones out. We did not have them pick them up, because I was giving my friend the dryer. And I'm just going to sell the washer in our sale. It's it still works. It just was annoying me. Because, it was bossy and all the other things that we talked about that one day. And it also was taking a very long time on the wash cycle, but I'm sure somebody for $25 or $50 will be happy to have a washing machine that doesn't have one. Okay, so see, that's white. That's definitely going to have some color behind it. And I may need to put, let's see. We can do the same thing on here. I didn't finish that sentence. I know I didn't. It wasn't worth finishing. This one, we could do the same thing we did with the other page. We could fold this in half and make a pocket and a tuck if we want. And I could use one of the journaling cards if I want. I could use one of these journaling cards to make a pocket. I really don't want to. I could use this one. And we could have a fun summer. No, I won't need that one. Moved out old wash and dryer. Made journaling cards. It rained. And I might have to use the big chair. So that means we'll have purple. I think that I started working on the printables at some point in this. Oh. That's what goes on. That's something else that goes on the day before is I had Spanish class. So let me cut that out real quick. And this was me mopping up on the next day. Let's see, is that, am I letting that dry? Not really. So we have a conglomeration of stuff on this day, which is fine. We have plenty of space. So I had Spanish class that night. That was Thursday night. And this is almost dry. But in the meantime, we're making progress on this page, so it's not time wasted. I hope that you're journaling along with me. I love it when you tell me that we're doing something, whether it be journaling or cutting fussy cuts or just listening while you do your dishes or something. I do that quite often. I'll bring my iPad into the kitchen and kind of do what I call listen watch. And other times I sit my booty on the couch and watch it on the big TV. When I'm not watching Christmas movies. So anyway, it is Christmas in July, right? Okay, I still have the blue numbers. Next year, next July, I'm gonna do really bright, bold colors, I think. Remind me that I said that. Like these kind of bold colors, like really bold. I think that would be perfect. Okay, so I'm trying to decide if I want any color on this page. So I'm gonna I'm just kind of staging it for right now. We're still letting this one dry, sort of, kind of. And right now I have everything on this page. I have room for, I can cut this off. But if I do, I need to decide to do it before I tip this envelope in. That's why I'm trying to make this decision. So we have this that goes on here. This may have to go on a tag because we have the washer delivery. I'm thinking we already have some yellow here. What kind of paper would I put on here if what do I have that I want to use? Something from last month, perhaps. Something bright. Like we did on the other side. Oh, I hate... Could do that here. And then I have... Oh, I do have this bright yellow. Ooh, that's bright yellow polka dots. That might be too much. Yeah, that might even be too much for me. I have green chevron sideways. This one maybe, I don't want to drag this whole thing over here. Oh, this was one that I washed it together. I was thinking about using this one because I do have a hint of purple. Because I have purple in this chair. So I could put this one right here and use this as the tuck. And then right on the back of this, kind of like, if you watched the last video, you watched me do this. I glued this in and then we did something here. That was colorful. So I could use, I wouldn't use a yellow. I really wouldn't want to use pink. I could use the red, but I really don't want to. What about green? We're pulling a lot of green from here. We're not going to see the green, this green, unless we fold it back a little further, which we can. We can go back to almost to here. And still have, I mean, and I could just cut this off. I don't have to do any of that. We're still not going to see the green unless I do it this way. Let me cut these apart. They were not, I had washied the pages together and then cut them. So that was the only reason why I was thinking I'd use that, is because of the purple, you know what I'm trying to say. Because I knew I was going to have the purple. But it's not like, I'm not like going goo-goo over it. I think I want that back where it was. And then I could do the orange. We could play on the orange on this paper. Not really. I'm still thinking green. Okay. Let's see what color green, because let's really mess this up. And then we're going to have to let this dry. Or I use an entire, like a half a sheet of paper and cover it in paper, which I could do instead of ink. What kind of, oops, sorry about my stool. I have, I do have a purple and I have a magenta. I don't think either of those is going to work. Let's pull a scrap out of the garbage. I just put a pretty decent sized scrap in there. Let's see what color green this is. I mean, I would pull that green. Gonna look really hideous with that chair, but we'll just have to live with it, I reckon. Or I could use, I don't have a pink. Not like that pink. This has some of that magenta color in it, but it's gone. It's cut off. There's a little bit right there. But I also could use a different piece of paper. And I could just make a decision and not drag this out for hours. I could go back to the yellow and use this. Glue that down. And have sunshines. I don't know. Maybe I'm trying too hard to make something happen that doesn't need to happen. Because that can happen too. How far are we into this? I could just cut this completely off and we not worry about that. And I could, let's see. Wait a minute. I made these journaling cards too. I made them for next month, but who says I have to use them for next month? So there we go back with here with this. That matches. And then I can go back. We'll make whatever for a tuck here. I can use that. That looks fine. Or I could use some more of that happy face paper. Okay, so I'm going to trim this. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to put, so what color would I use for my background then? This purple's not going to work. The magenta's not going to work. The green is definitely not going to work. Actually, that purple doesn't look horrible. The yellow is not that gold. I do have this red though, I think. Let's see what the red looks like. It's not that red. I have another red that is a pinkier red. That might look better. It's more of a, it's actually called magenta. The red is not a true red. This is a very orangey red. I'm almost liking the magenta. What do you think? And I could just use this journaling card in here. I don't have to even put it here. So let's cut this. Let's cut this down to right about here. And maybe we're going to forget about the ink. You know what I need to do? I need to get out my distress colors. I have way more colors. I actually was watching an old video. It was, I think it was the first Journal With Me video I ever did. It's been coming up in my feed a lot lately. So for whatever reason, YouTube is serving it up. And I don't know if y'all have seen it. The thumbnail is orange and it's June. We've been waiting on you. It was one of Brooke's printables. And so, wait, I was going to do that this way. Let's glue this down. Because that I know. Or I was pretty sure of it. And, so that means we're keeping this pocket. So that means I can go ahead with my previous page. Anyway, I was watching that older video and I was using just lined paper. I was using one of the K here or the Moleskine notebooks. And I used to always use either lined graph or plain white paper. And I would ink my backgrounds with my distress inks. And I miss doing that. And I love the daubers, but they're very limited in colors, as we can see. So I don't really want to get my distress inks out right at this particular moment. But let's see, we can turn this page back to here. Let me put all this back here. And all we needed to do was know enough about what we were doing on this page so that I could finish the page before that. Right? So now this is dry. Wait, we're going to put this on this day. I don't know if I'm going to get both of these pages done, am I? Jeez. Jeez Louise. That was an awful lot just to see if I could tip in something, wasn't it? All I was trying to do is find out if I could tip in this envelope. And that's all I was trying to do. And I can keep the clear tape or I can do it. I can put washi. We'll find something that looks cute that won't be we're not going to use something red, white, and blue. Let's just say that. Okay, this is not straight. Let's see. That needs to go over a little bit more. Okay. There we go. Because this page over here is not going to be red, white, and blue. So, and this is not either. This is, but this isn't. So, what kind of washi tape do we want? Let's pick quickly. We kind of have an idea of what's going on the other side. So, we can use something that has... I don't want anything too pastel. Did I mention that I'm waiting in August? I will do my washi change out. Because it's not, it hasn't happened yet. So, it's not gonna. apparently. Okay, so this looks very springy, and I don't really want anything that springy. So let's look, and you can see where I just stashed the daubers too, can't you? I have green, I have, this one may work. Okay. This one might work. Some pages come together very easily, some do not. And this one is not one. It took me a little while to do the other side. I mean, the other page too. That was, no. Okay. Cut this. This one definitely took me longer than the other one did. But, see, all that just to see if we could fold over this little bit of washi tape right here. And the answer was yes. I mean, in hindsight, you're really not going to see a whole lot of it. I didn't do it evenly. So now we've got, I'm going to put the day and date up here. And I can put Walgreens here. I'm going to put the card in here. And I may glue this back together, because now it's coming open. And then, let's see, what did I do with the card? I want my printable. I did my pages, my video. I have my Walgreens. And somewhere in here is the card. Here we go. So this is what this is going to look like. Like that. Now I can use this as a page. I can put stuff back here like this and like this. As a matter of fact, I can put that one up here and this one can stay over here. And then I can use this as writing space. And then if I need to tuck anything else in, I can do that. So let's get that glued down really quick. Let me see. I'm sticking to other stuff. Yeah, my silly self thought I was going to get 3 pages done again today. Right. Okay, oh yeah. And my Spanish class. It can go down here. There we go. All right, so let's start with the day and date. Well, I could have already glued that on anyway. I don't know why I didn't. I knew it was going there. I really wasn't 100% sure which day I was going to, or which page I was going to do the flip on. Because if I'd have done it on this side, it would have hidden some of the red, white, and blue. But I figured I needed something with this kind of blank music page over here. So I opted to do that side. So, right, wrong, or indifferent. That's what I did. We have that. Okay, so here is our Happy Mail. Our mail printable. And then this I can glue up here. And this I can glue down here. I haven't been going to Spanish a lot. We didn't have it tonight. Normally I would be in Spanish class right now, but we didn't have it today. She had some conference or something she had to go to. And then I missed some when we had all the family in town and everything. Let's see. I'm going to throw Walgreens right in here. Just to give that some extra color. Okay. Or nope. Come on, stick. Did I not get glue all the way to the edge? Perhaps I did not. Okay. So that, once we got that to dry and made those decisions, that page came together pretty quickly. That's not sticking either. I'm going to go back, I think, to my Scotch Create. I have a hard time finding it sometimes. And this has been doing pretty good. I think I just missed that spot. I kind of feel the need to have something here. This is too much. That I have these little pieces right here. I could put one of these. 'Cause like I said, this, no, it's not. I don't need a journaling spot right here. So it would just be for show if I put something here. So if I need, I mean, I have plenty of journaling space right here. And then this one we may have to finish when we come back. Wow, I only got one done. Okay, but we made some decisions about this day. So, I have a few more minutes, so I can... Oh, I know what I was going to put on here. Because I think I started working on my printables. Somewhere in this. So, I'm going to put... And this counts as a printable. I'm in the Art Makers Club. And I have not been real active in it this year. Well, I've been in it for 2 years. And it's run by Lisa Bardot. And she's on YouTube as well. And these are her stickers that she gave us to use. And this is what I like to use to represent that I worked on printables or on Procreate. Or I use my little Procreate app thing that I made. But I want to put that there, I think. And that counts as a printable as well. So, I'm tempted to put... I need something there, but I don't know what I want. I have a green sticky note. I feel like there needs to be something here. Why? Why? What about just something like this? Maybe I'm trying to cover up some of the red, white, and blue. So let's put this down. If that makes me feel better. If it makes you feel better, do it. I mean, well, within limits, right? But as far as journaling goes, if it makes you feel better, then just do it. So I can, I'm going to outline this first. I think I'm going to use pink. Because, and I'm thinking, of course I could use the green. I'm thinking I'm going to use this aqua pink. I mean this fluorescent pink. Yes, I know it's on red, white, and blue paper. But that's the fluorescent pink. This is the hot pink. And then now I'm going to glue this down here. It just felt like it needed something. I didn't really need the writing space. And this will cover up most of that writing space. But it's kind of like using a journaling spot, except I just made the journaling spot. You know what I mean? I just took some graph paper and outlined it, and there. Now I can say I started on my August printables. And then we will finish this hot mess of a page when we come back. And wow, I cannot believe I only got one page done. I mean, well, while we're here, we might as well, let's use a green marker. Let's use a green, not a lime green. And let's draw some journaling lines here. We might as well. We've spent so much time on this page now. Just gives it some extra little decoration. And they're probably slanted. Yeah, they are. You probably saw that. I didn't. But anyway, it is what it is. And sometimes those Poscas take a little while to dry. But anyway, so I come right here. And I'm going to glue this down. And I thought about putting something here. But maybe not. Maybe I'll just glue it down, and that's just that, and that's how I'm preserving that card and the memory. And anyway, I hope that you enjoyed this. I know it was a bit of a hot mess, and I will come back and do this one. This will be bright and fun, and I will maybe have some things planned for it before I bring you back. So I hope you enjoyed this, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day, and thank you for spending your time with me, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.